Hello! A few people asked me to do a new piercing collection video, so yeah, here I am. I just got home from work, by the way, so sorry if my hair looks sort of sweaty. I work as a mailman and it's really warm outside today. So on that note, sorry if you can hear the fan in the background, because yeah, it's just really hot, so yeah. That's the reason for that. Yeah, in any case, I didn't really buy a lot of new stuff since the last time I did a piercing collection video. But I did buy some new stuff, and I guess the quality of the last piercing collection video I did isn't all that good, simply because I didn't yet figure out, because it took me 2 years to figure out how my camera can autofocus. So yeah, basically I want to do it with a better quality this time, so here we are. Yeah, I'll just start with what I'm wearing. I hope you can see from this distance, but it's not all that interesting actually what I'm wearing right now. In my ear I just have a gold coated ball closure ring in my helix, just a titanium, the curved barbel in my rook because it's still healing, then a horseshoe in my second earlobe piercing. I occasionally check if the balls are still twisted on properly, because sometimes they come loose. Then another ball closure ring in my first earlobe hole piercing thing. Here also a ball closure ring with a red ball in it. Then a small curved barbel in this one, which I actually bought from a rook, but it's not healed yet, so I just put it in there. That's all 1.6 millimeters, well 1.2 millimeters by the way. In the Netherlands we work with millimeters, not with gauges, so yeah. So I have no idea how much gauge that is. Yeah, and this one is 1.6 millimeters, and yeah, this is a titanium bar as well in my industrial, because it's also still healing. Yeah, then in my nose there's a gold coated hoop. I actually want to buy a smaller one because this one is slightly too large, but I've been telling myself that for months and I still haven't gone around to actually buying a new one, or a smaller one I mean. So yeah, I still gotta do that sometime. In my lip piercing there's a little sort of amber colored multi-jeweled, what do they call it, multi-jeweled ball, yeah. On a, yeah, you can't see that, but this is a gold plated labret, yeah. In my tongue piercing there's just another multi-jeweled ball with sort of a rainbow shine to it. By the way, they're coated with like fake wax, yeah, fake wax, just so they don't like feel sharp or anything, and just so the little gems can't actually fall out, which is really nice. I've been wearing it for months in my mouth and it's still completely intact and looks just as beautiful as it did when I bought it, so that's good. And yeah, there's also just a gold bar with a gold ball at the bottom, because I don't know, I just like gold. And in my belly button at the moment is another gold coated banana bar with a sort of warm tone purple-ish yeah, stone in it, about the same color as my wall, come to think of it. So yeah, and other than that, all my piercings are in this little basket thing, yeah, which I also bought at alloverpiercings.nl, which is also the place where I got all my piercing jewelry. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything, I just like them, and yeah, they sell a lot of nice brands and they're in the Netherlands, so the shipping costs are really cheap. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I bought all my stuff there, but yeah, this is just where I keep all my other jewelry. Personally, I always think the belly button jewelry is the prettiest to look at. So I'll end it with that and just start with all the other stuff. So yeah, the first thing I have here is a gold coated surgical steel barbel, which I bought for my industrial, which I can't change until October, but I bought this like a week after getting it done and it takes a year to heal, so it's been laying around for a while. But yeah, I just like to have jewelry ready. Then for my nose piercing, that is actually the only thing I already have for my industrial, by the way. For my nose piercing I have retainers. I have retainers for almost all my piercings, but I'm not going to show them because they're see-through, so you wouldn't really see them. They're just made of bioplast. But yeah, then this is gold coated flat disc nose screw. And this sort of also surgical steel and sort of rainbow-ish colored stone. really nice. And they're just regular nose screws with obviously the screw on the other end. And then lastly for my nose piercing I have this little purple pinkish one. And excuse me to say that my nails, I worked as a mailman today, so my nails sort of got viciously murdered by mail. But yeah, I just wanted to film this right now because right now it's the time for it, so that's why. Yeah, onto my lip piercing. There I have this thing, which is Labre with a little stone on top, which is actually the one that my nose piercing got done with, but I let my nose piercing downsize to 0.8 millimeters rather than the 1.2 millimeters that was originally. So I can no longer fit this one in, so I just use it for my lip instead. It's slightly too long, but yeah, it's always nice to have a bunch of random stuff, I guess. I just like to have many pieces of piercing jewelry just in case something breaks or anything and I don't want it to close up, so yeah. Then I have this little multi-jeweled ball, which is actually the same as I'm wearing in my tongue piercing, but obviously smaller. I have the same one in purple, right here. And then this is going to be difficult to show, because it's really tiny. But yeah, this is a gold plated little ball for when I do want it to be like there, but I don't want it to be too obvious. Then on to my tongue piercings, which there are a lot of. Yeah. To start out with, I have 3 bars without balls on them. Two are made of bioplast, and the middle one is made of surgical steel. Then I have this one, which has a gem on it. I've actually never worn it before because I'm paranoid of the gemstone falling off. But I should really wear it because it is really pretty. So yeah. And well, the same really goes for this one. Also really pretty. And then I just have a bunch of loose balls because yeah, I actually only switched the top ball of my lip piercing. Well, I also only switched the top ball of my lip piercing, but I was talking about tongue piercing. Yeah. I only switched the top ball of that as well, just because it's easier. And yeah, I'm just trying to sort out the balls. I actually do always usually buy them on a bar. So I do have 2 of most of them, but I only use 1 because I always leave the bar in to switch out to the one on top. But yeah, first off there's this little pearl that I bought last summer. Just because it's really suitable for summer. Then there's this. I have no idea what the pearl is made of, by the way. It's obviously not an actual pearl, but I really don't know. Then there's this acrylic yellow ball with glitters in it. And the weird thing with acrylics is I do really like how they look, but I can only wear them for a few weeks because then my tongue piercing goes sore. So yeah, I usually don't really wear them anymore, but I still like them, so I'll keep them. And then there's just the same thing as the last one, but then in purple. And then there's this clear one in acrylic with sort of a purple color. This is going to be a little bit difficult to see, but there are tiny little red stars in it. And yeah, I just really like this one for Christmas because of stars and, you know, red. Just, yeah, the color is suitable for it. Then there's this blue one, which is also really nice. Then there's this white and pink one, which sort of looks like candy, which is why I like it. And then there's one that I really like for autumn because it's orange, sort of dark grayish, blackish swirls in it, which is also really nice. Then there's a bunch of random stuff that I just happen to have. Well, it's not really useful anymore. Yeah, they're mainly just like, yeah, the first one is actually a piercing, tongue piercing, which used to have a gem on it, but then the gem broke off, and yeah, I should really throw it away, but I haven't yet because I don't know. I usually keep stuff lying around for way too long, that's why. Then there's this circular barbell, which I completely murdered because I tried to bend it and then it sort of got crooked. But yeah. Then there's this one, what the ones got in a package of a lot of 1.6 millimeter sized studs and balls and everything. But it's, yeah, it's too long to put on my tongue piercing, obviously. And the only other thing it will fit on is my industrial piercing or my belly button piercing, and it's also too long and spiky for belly button piercing, so I might use it on the back of my industrial piercing later on once it's healed. We'll see. And then there's this one, which I think is the original one that my lip piercing healed with, made of titanium. It's obviously way too long now, but I still keep it around because well, it's usually when I'm like out of the house for an entire day, and I'm paranoid of, like, you know, balls falling off and piercings getting loose, then I just bring these really long ones that I got pierced with, just because they're really easy to put in, so I can just quickly put them in case of emergency, and that's it. Yeah, so I also have the original one for my belly button piercing. I could pick from a lot of colors, so I chose purple, obviously, because I love purple. And then there's the original one for my tongue piercing, which I always think is sort of funny, like when I hold this one next to it, like this difference in size is just really huge. Yeah, so those are the extra stuff, and then on to the, oh wait, I almost forgot, the ear piercings. Yeah, all the ear piercings apart from the industrial, obviously. So yeah, most of it is pretty boring, so I won't show everything separately. For starters, I have 2 extra bow closure rings in gold coating, just, you know, in case some of them break. Then I have an extra circular barbell without balls on it, again just in case the other one breaks for some weird reason. And then there's the original barbell that my helix got pierced with, which I can still use because it's not really annoying if it's too long in my ear, I guess. And then there's just some regular old earrings which aren't really interesting, and they're really old, and they look kind of yeah, really old also. So yeah, I really don't use them anymore, but I just keep them in there just because I've been wearing them for a long time when I was like a teen, so yeah, I just keep them for nostalgia, I guess. Yeah, then onto the belly button piercings finally. First off, there's this acrylic one which I've actually never worn, but I bought it just in case I want to go swimming and I don't want to risk ruining any of the other jewelry. It does look really nice. So yeah, and also I can fit different balls on it, so I also have this ball for it for the bottom part. And this one, really bright yellow. And then there's 3 dangly ones, which are by the brand Heftone. So yeah, basically for summer I really love this one because it's really shiny, and obviously it has a nautical theme, which I think is very cool for summer. Then there's this sort of skull one, sort of gothic style one, which I think I'm gonna wear in winter because I really love how it looks with the little skull and the crosses and everything. I don't know, I just love Reaper themed jewelry, I guess. Yeah, and then there's this one, which is the newest one I got, which has a little hummingbird on it. So yeah, basically that's everything I have right now. I am planning on buying more stuff in the future because I want new stuff for my lip piercing, and I also want a smaller nose ring. And you know, in October this one will be healed, so I want, like, besides this one, I mean I bought this one just because I want gold coating in it, but I also want some with like a little piece of jewelry on the inside part of it, just because, I don't know, I think it'll look fun. So yeah, there might be another update in a few months is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So if you have any questions about any of the pieces of piercing jewelry I showed you, then just ask, in case I just forgot to mention something about them. Just ask and I'll answer. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye! Okay, so this is how I change a helix piercing, and it's normal that the ear is a bit red afterwards, just because, you know, you've been touching it and everything.